Okay, let's see if we can get this session going here. Okay, testing all the systems. Okay, let's make sure that everything is ready to go to make phone calls. Okay, welcome. My name is Ben, and I am doing some calls again. This is the series that I've created to make sure that you get your first deal, and I'm going to be dialing for dollars today. This is week 2, day 3. Actually, this is day 4, I believe. I don't know. I'll put it on the description which day. We do it daily, try to do it. So I got a little behind because I was writing up some contracts and everything else. After the calls, people want a contract, etc. So I was doing that, and but now we're back to it. So I just got done with a workout. So, and I'm like I've said before, I take a break, go work out, take a break, go work out, make calls, go work out, make calls, eat, make calls, spend a little time with the kids, keep doing that routine. That's our routine that we follow. And if we do that, we get deals. So we send contracts, we get deals. So this series is pretty much how to buy your first property, your first rental property. So how to buy your first rental property, dialing for dollars, week 2, day 4. Starts right now. Like, subscribe, comment, notification bell. I think that's it. So it just helps show the video to other people. So I would appreciate that. Thank you. So we are going to start calling here. And I've already got it pulled up on my CRM here. So last night we had a lead come through from our advertising that we do on YouTube, and also Facebook, and we also do cold calls. So that's like, I keep referring to the triangle of 3 phases, which is we do cold calls at the top, and then we do Facebook ads, and then we do YouTube ads. So that's like a trifecta stuff, and we get a ton of deals doing that. So I'm going to do this one here. So I'm going to now go into my computer, copy address. As always, go on to realtor.com, Zillow. Sometimes they're not available on both websites. So what I do is just if they are, I try to take a look at both. Most of the time I look at Zillow, simply because most people will go to Zillow. I'm not relying on the Zillow data for me to make a decision. I am looking at that data because my sellers look at that data. So it says 672,000 for this property on what's the address here? Let's see here. This property is on 20th Street. Okay, so that sounds to me like it might be downtown somewhere. So again, getting the mindset right before every call. We try to, pump up some energy. It's going to be a good day. I got my notepad, making notes, my pen, and ready to make this first call. So it's 7 a.m. Some people might be upset calling that early. Nonetheless, we will call. Okay, so on Zillow, it says 594. Realtor.com has it at 672. Well, that might be an advantage because Zillow is not as aggressive this time as they usually are. So let's now look at Privy and let's see what they think. Let's see here. And as always, things take a little longer going back and forth. Again, this is live calls, making calls live, going through the mindset behind every call. So hopefully you feel like you are in the office with me and you are doing this business with me so that, you can do calls at the same time as I'm making calls. That's the idea here. So now that it popped up, so have me play in the background while you go and you're dialing. As soon as somebody picks up on your end, you can pause this video, make your notes, just follow the sequence of what I'm doing. And hopefully from the time I'm spending on the phone with the sellers, you can get an idea as to how to handle them on your end, so that we can make progress together. Okay, so I pulled it up on Privy and I'm looking here, and my range here is going to be between 429 to 745. That is not good. Because I'm back to square one. Nobody knows how much this is worth exactly. So I'm just going to take that data. I'm going to go back into my CRM and I'm going to paste it. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get an idea of where they are so that I can just see where there's an opportunity. I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to work with them. I'm trying to see how we can make a win-win situation. That's our job. Our job pretty much is figuring out if we can make a win-win situation for everybody. That is pretty much the goal for every phone call. Can I make this worth our while, all of our whiles? So I am pasting this here, thinking about that strategy, how I can make it work for the seller and for us. So I'm pasting that, then I'm going to realtor.com and I'm taking their ARV, right? So that's their ARV. And I am putting it on my CRM. I wish there was a CRM. If you guys know of a CRM that just feeds this data into it, let me know, because I would be super interested in buying that CRM. So I don't have to do that. I could just look at it. I know some like RE Simply will give you some data, but it's not like the main data that I'm trying to get. So so we did that. Now we're going to Zillow. Okay, so on Zillow, I always talk about this. You have your main point of data, which is going to be off market or on market, whichever the case may be. So this one is off market. Next to it, you typically have the Zestimate. So the Zestimate on this case is going to be 594. Okay, 594,000. Then the rent Zestimate is at 3,764. I always off the bat apply the 1% rule, and this is not the 1% rule. This is like below 1%, so it's not going to cash flow at that Zestimate. Then I look at the estimated refi payment. That is 3,369. And by those standards, we do get more rent than we pay mortgage by those numbers. And typically that includes the insurance and taxes on there. So that's the total, right? So it's not factoring maintenance, and it's not factoring either management. If we self-manage, we might be okay. But so we have to figure out a way to get more rent. And hopefully if we take over their mortgage as a sub-2 or a seller finance, hopefully that payment will go below $3,000. If that's the case, then we may have a potential cash flow deal. We won't know that unless we call. So that's what we are going to do next. So I'm going to take that data here and I'm going to paste it. Paste it here. And now that we are there, we are going to, now I have kind of like a range, an idea. So the ARV is somewhere between 594, which is the Zestimate. Then our range on Privy is 429 to 745, which if I take the mid-range there, it's going to be 548. So I'm just going to put that real quick as my mid-range here. Mid-range. Let me see, edit here. So I'll just do like a CMA value or something like that. Confidence is 1. Confidence 1. So it's not very confident. That's what the problem is here. So we're trying to figure out ways to make it work. So again, Zestimate at 594. Privy or MLS is 587. And then Realtor.com is 672. Realtor.com is the National Association of Realtors, which might be feeding from the MLS into it. So that is what the average here is going to be. I would just average the Privy and Zillow. So the average there is like 590 or something. So hopefully we are within range. Okay, let's go to the notes. The notes, repairs needed. This is an inherited property and he doesn't know the condition of it because he hasn't visited yet. We gotcha. We gotcha. Now that is what we want to see. That's what the team associate, when they spoke, that's the information they got. So that is like gold. So how soon do they want to sell? As soon as possible. If we can keep the tenant, got to know what the tenant is paying. I assume based on this that they own it free and clear. But I don't need to assume. So let me go, because it's good so far. So now let me go and look at batch leads and see if, let me just look at PropStream instead. I have access to both batch leads and PropStream. I'm not recommending them. I don't like the services. I think they suck because they resell the same data to everybody. So they are creating competition for you in your market. So I don't rely on that data too much. It's I think they suck, to be honest with you. So don't go buy that. I'm not gonna go create an affiliate link or anything like that, but I use it. And this is what I rely on here as far as like their county data, but as far as like mining their data so that I can target that data, I don't trust it that much. The results are very, very poor because everybody's targeting it. So I understand it is what it is. Not that you can't get, I'm not implying you can't get data from it or you can't get leads. I'm just saying you gotta compete with everybody. So his name is David, and it looks like he owns other properties. So he lives in Texas, according to this. So he's an out-of-state investor or owner. There's a conventional mortgage on this property at 4% back in 2014. That's good. I like that. Estimated balance is 145. Okay, so we got to verify this. So I'll make those notes. Estimated loan balance 14. So that is great. He is likely to own another property in Texas. His home, probably. I'm taking a lot of time with this lead because I'm liking what I'm reading. Okay. Minimum amount he'll take here, it says 650, but it's negotiable. So the associate caller asked if it was negotiable, and he says yes. Best time to call Monday at around 2 p.m. Oh man, I wanted to call now, but so I'm gonna give it a try. Spoke with David, and he's interested in selling his property. He wants us to give him a call back Monday at 2 p.m. to negotiate and talk about the other information on the property. Wow, it seems like they really did set an appointment here. I gotta decide. Should I call now or Monday? What do you guys think? It's really how you feel. It's a gut feel whether to call now or later. I am going to set an appointment. And this is Texas time, so I gotta make sure that we do that. So Texas time is Central time, I believe. So I'm gonna do Monday. He said 2 p.m. So that is going to be, I want to make my reminder at 1 p.m. his time. so that I can call him around that time. If I call him and say, hey, and he says, hey, call me back in an hour, we said 2 p.m., then I can say, okay, no problem. So, okay, I set the appointment. I think that's what's best. That's how I feel sometimes. I don't like doing that. I'll be honest. I don't like doing that. I want to call him now. Nonetheless, that's what we got. I opted to keep appointment at 2 p.m. on Monday. I put on my calendar. Okay. Plus on Monday, as I go through my leads, I will see this. All right. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and, so that was his name, David, yep. Noel, let's see, Noel here. It looks like I dialed him already. So Noel is, no answer, he didn't answer. The range here is 442 to 530, so $100,000 difference. His estimate is 488. His estimate on rent is $2,481 a month, and estimated refi payment is $2,760 per month. So wouldn't cash flow at those numbers. So I'm going to call him again now and see what we can do about those numbers. Okay. So the notes say currently doing a renovation, so he's probably an investor, so I'm not as interested. He's interested in selling. He doesn't want to disclose his reason for selling because it's too personal. I like that. Doesn't have a price. Oh, he checked on Zillow. As I say, they always check Zillow. He saw it around 480. Can I confirm? Yeah, 480. After he renovates everything, the property, it's either he will stick to 480 or much better if we can give him higher than that. He has a tax issue on the property and he needs to pay it off. Good detail to have. That might be his personal issue he didn't want to disclose. Okay, so let's make this call now. I'm just going to go ahead and straight call him instead of texting him first, as I always do. Sometimes I change it up. Okay, 8. Okay, we're calling. Noel.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Noel. How are you?
I'm good. What's new?
Oh, not too much. Just following up with you. This is Ben.
Yes.
And I did a little bit of research on the property and see if we can come to an agreement here if you still want to move forward in selling it.
The house.
Yes.
On Mildred.
Yep, Mildred. Yep, that's right.
Yeah. All right. And what was the offer?
Well, you were at around 480, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're still working on it, right? So I think you were doing a rehab and stuff.
Yeah, I just put in a new floor in the living room.
Okay.
And I'm doing some landscaping now.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to get the front yard looking better.
Yeah.
And I put in new irrigation in the back. Mm-hmm. And I'm working on doing sod
Yeah. And how is that? How is it looking? Everything looking beautiful?
Yeah, it's looking better. I
Yeah.
mean, it's looking better.
Yeah.
I've got a lot to do,
Yeah.
but
It's
looking better.
so are you doing this as a flip or are you flipping houses or how
Well, I'm not really. I'm not really doing that.
mm.
I've lived there for 5 years.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but it's a nice place to live. I mean, it's very convenient. It's close to everything. It's two. It's like 3 blocks from the high school, so it'd be perfect for someone with a family.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You know, it's got a nice design. It's a good house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're in the Midwest, aren't you?
Well, I am actually from Arizona originally.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was pretty much raised in Texas, but then spent the majority of my lifetime in Arizona. Then I went into I went into the military, active duty, into the Navy.
Nice.
So where I'm from, I don't know where I'm from. I was in the Middle East, so just all over the place. So yeah, so right now we are buying a few houses and putting them into the VA system, the Veteran Affairs system, to help to rent them out to some people, so going through the VA, helping people who are coming back out of the military and re-assimilating into society. And sometimes they find it hard, so they go to the VA for assistance. And then the VA puts us in touch with them. And so they pretty much rent the house. So it's like Section 8, but for veterans, it's only veterans in that program. Yeah, it's called VASH program. So that's what we do.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, yeah. I got that knack for it because I was in the military and it was hard to reintegrate into society. I didn't go through the VASH program myself, but I was tempted. I'll tell you what, because it was a little bit difficult. But I had some knowledge of real estate and that type of thing, so that's what really helped me out. Yeah.
Good. I have a tax thing that I'm going through.
Okay.
That I need to catch up on some taxes. Once I do that, then I'll be ready to push forward and try and get this thing sold.
Yeah.
But I got to resolve my taxes before the 85,000 IRS agents come out.
Oh man, I know. I was like, I saw that, and I'm like, okay.
How do you win an election with 85 IRS agents ready to go, and they want to carry weapons?
I know. I saw the training. I know. I saw the training. They're being trained as like they're gonna go after like some criminals or something,
My gosh, this administration has really got it backwards.
Oh.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
I know.
You've got to be kidding me.
I know. It's scary. It's really scary because
it's something else.
Yeah.
And they just apparently from yesterday, I heard that they just went after 35 associates of Donald Trump.
Oh man.
And raided their homes.
Oh wow! Really? I haven't seen that. Wow. So.
But I heard it from 2 different sources, but I haven't really seen anything in the news.
Oh man.
So I'm like, you're kidding me. You're raiding other people's houses and trying to say, okay, anybody associated with Trump, we're going after them.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense to me.
That's wild.
That's a bold move.
I've heard of that in other countries like Venezuela and
no kidding. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man,
other banana republics.
That's right.
I've never seen this kind of attack on your opponent, your political opponent.
That's what it is.
The way it should be.
Yeah. I never heard of like any previous president, either Republican or Democrat, people doing that to them. I mean, they pretty much leave them alone.
I mean, the idea is to not make waves politically.
Mm-hmm.
But this administration seems like they can't stop going after people, you know, and weaponizing the FBI and weaponizing the DOJ.
Yeah, that's right.
It seems like we're going down the wrong path here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that was one of my issues being in the military. The politicizing of things and you know, just the partisanship that goes on. You know, I couldn't. I was thinking about staying in the Navy for, you know, as a career. But then after 4 years, it wasn't the hardship of the work itself. It was the political stuff. Like when I was in, we had so I was in when Obama was in office, and when they went down somewhere in South America somewhere, and they got caught, you know, like the cabinet and stuff like that. Like some people close to him got caught going and using taxpayer money to like hire prostitutes and things like that.
Oh man. Yeah.
And look, you know, I wouldn't have paid attention to that because, you know, it's politics and that type of stuff. But what they did is like literally the next week after the story broke up, they in the military, they gave us like some paperwork to sign. They're like, okay, when we go on deployments, you guys cannot do this, and you have to now go through training because of this, and you have to sign these affidavits, and you have to sign this. I'm like, look, it wasn't us that did that. It wasn't even the military department, you know, like it was like literally the executive branch. Like we have nothing to do with what they were doing, you know. But and so that's what I got tired doing. And so it happened all the time, over and over. Like something big happened, and then we were like all of a sudden in a training not to do that. I'm like, we're just training on stuff that doesn't make sense. Why don't we train on like our job? Like my job was an aircraft mechanic, you know, so I was an aircraft mechanic, and so I'm spending a lot more time doing like their political trainings than actually working on my aircraft you know, training. I'm like, dude,
that's right.
So I'm like, forget it.
My brother-in-law was a colonel.
Oh, okay.
And he was pretty up there. He was in the Pentagon at the time of the 9/11 attack.
Oh yeah.
And they hit the Pentagon with planes. And it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
He was actually working for Donald Rumsfeld.
Really? Wow.
Under the Bush administration, and it was pretty crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He had some stories to tell.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That was something else.
Oh, I know.
Now he's retired and he's working for Lockheed Grumman or something.
Nice.
It's a company that manufactures, weaponry.
Yeah.
But he was an expert in the what was it? The one that it was back in Kuwait when Saddam Hussein went into Kuwait.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of in charge of the missile defense.
Yeah.
The laser guided missile defense system.
Mm-hmm.
And, shooting down Scuds and things like that. So it was kind of interesting to hear him talk about it.
Yeah, it is. I was in Kuwait much later. I was in Kuwait in 2011. And that was
cool.
That was towards the end of pulling out of Iraq. We assisted in that pulling out of Iraq phase of it. We were providing air support. And so so you could see the troops just marching out, like you could see them from like really far.
That's pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that a shame about Afghanistan and our withdrawal?
Oh man, I could go on and on and on about that, man.
Oh, that was like the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, militarily, thinking about this stuff, it's I'm like, bro, you don't do that. And then like listen, we leave our equipment behind. Are you kidding?
That is ridiculous.
Are you
I've
kidding?
never heard
Like,
of that in my life.
oh man, like one of these tanks is like I remember we would do like estimates on the cost because I used to repair aircraft, and so we
Yeah,
would order like say a uh a screw or something, and that screw,
yeah.
you could buy at like Home Depot for
Yeah,
like 50 cents, but
right.
and you have to itemize the cost of it, through like a ledger that they give us.
You have
And
to
that
bump
screw
it up
is
or
like,
something.
oh yeah, it's like easy $25, like easy
Yeah,
25. So
yeah.
each aircraft is literally $1 billion, and so when I think about like the what we left behind, man, I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
It's like all this
it's
money.
unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. Like
Yeah.
I don't think about it politically too much. I just think about the logistics because I was in there, and
Sure.
I'm
Yeah,
like, how can we don't do that? Like you're not like when we
that's not right.
like
Yeah,
I lived in a tent for a long time. I mean, it was
yeah.
horrible. I mean, you talk about like waking up, and then there's like I woke up one day and there was like a rat literally trying to eat my ear, and I'm like,
Oh
what
no.
is this? It's like chewing on my ear, and I'm like, oh man. And so I fell asleep, and like you're not supposed to fall asleep that deeply, but sometimes you can't help it.
Yeah,
Working after working like 20 hours, a day, you get tired, and
yeah,
so at the time, I was in my 20s, I'm just now in my late 30s. So it
yeah.
was quite the experience.
Wow.
So I think about it like when we picked up our tents or whatever, it's like we have what is called a FOD walk down. And that's when everybody, after you finish a job and before you
Yeah.
start a new job, you line up as a squadron and you walk down, and everybody's just looking at the ground, making sure that nothing is there, nothing is left behind. And
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
what happened in
Oh
Afghanistan?
my
Like,
God.
you guys just picked up and left? Really?
I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
It's like the worst thing I've ever seen.
I
And,
know.
as far as militarily,
Mhm.
I'm sure my brother-in-law would have hated to see any of that happen. I bet
Yeah,
he
yeah,
probably just turned
yeah.
over.
I
That's
know.
crazy.
I know. But but
That's
uh, but
funny.
not the taxes. You know what? If you owe like $1, they got
Yeah,
87,000 agents ready to come for that dollar.
that's right.
You know what
With
I mean?
weapons.
Yeah, with weapons. That's right. That's right. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
they probably got to come at 6 o'clock in the morning and get you out of bed with your underwear on,
That's right.
march you outside.
That's right. That's right. You gotta
Yeah,
pay. You owe
that's right.
$100. You gotta
So
pay
I'm
up.
so I'm in the middle of getting a few years taken care of, and
Hmm.
once I do that, then I can feel good about putting the house up and getting everything ready. But I am
You got it.
working on it
Okay.
currently.
Yep. No problem. So let's stay in touch. It was a nice conversation we had this morning, and so
Yeah,
I will touch base with you, every month or so and see where you're at.
yeah.
And then
And your name
hopefully,
is Ben.
yeah, Ben, yeah, Ben.
Yeah, my 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 youngest son is named Ben.
Oh, well, you
Yeah,
have a that is fantastic. I used to hate my name, I used to
yeah.
when I was a kid, I'm like, "Mom, why did you name me Benjamin?" And she's like, "It's a nice name, and you're gonna
Yeah.
know it. You're gonna like the sound of Benjamin when you get older." And then I saw the movie. It's all about the Benjamins. I'm like, I love my name. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, Benjamin Franklin.
That's it,
He
man.
he was a very important person.
That's right.
Uh,
That's right. Highest
yeah,
currency. Highest currency we have. It's the Benjamins.
that's right.
So,
That's right. But
well, you
yeah,
got it.
good. All
Well,
right. Well, yeah, we'll stay in touch, and you've got my number, and I'll continue to get the house ready to go. And it's in a really good neighborhood. It it has it's pretty quiet.
yeah, yeah.
Plus, the other good thing is you're like a quarter mile from the grocery store. You're
Wow.
You've got, yeah, it's pretty nice, and freeway entrances are fairly close, you know, so you can get on and off quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice place.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I'm excited.
I like it. The thing that got me is the backyard is pretty big.
Okay.
You know, compared to most homes. I mean, you know, the lot size was bigger than normal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's I think I saw on the paperwork when I bought it, it was 9,500 square feet,
Oh,
which
wow.
I thought was pretty good.
Wow, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the front yard's nice and it has a big tree in the front.
Yeah.
And so anyway, there's some nice things about it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's reasonable area.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, no problem. Sounds
Okay.
good. Let's stay in touch. And yeah, let's see if we can make a
Do you
deal.
represent a company, or are you doing it on your own?
This is just on my own. This is just on
on your
my
own?
own. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
So you don't have a company of your own?
well, I have an LLC. Well, I have several LLCs, like 3 or 4. I used to do a lot of flipping before, so I used to put each property into an LLC. So and I kept the LLCs. So but I'm not a big company by any means at all. I do have a partner that I work with, but aside from that. No, we're not like a big company or anything like that. Just
All right.
normal, everyday people like you.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
You got it,
I
Noel.
will talk to you later.
You got it. Have a good day, okay? And a good weekend.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. So that was a 18-minute call, and may be wondering why I stayed, why we talked about politics and stuff. Well, because basically, based on what he was telling me towards the beginning of the conversation, I don't see this being a wholesale deal. I see it being a seller finance deal. And taking over the mortgage is subject to. He bought it 5 years ago. That sort of tells me that he probably has a mortgage. But let me go and verify real quick. I'm going to go over to PropStream here and see if I see his mortgage information here. 5 years ago, he said, right? So 2014, there's a Bank of America loan here. I don't think that's it. I think I got the wrong address here because I remember that from the previous call. Looks very similar. Yeah, this is a different address. Okay. So let me see if he's got a, oh yeah, it is very nice. Looking at the pictures now. Loan 1 and loan 2, FHA. Yeah, he's definitely got a mortgage. So this is going to be a great deal. So I went with a gut feel to have that long of a conversation because I had a feeling based on what he was saying that he's got a mortgage and his rate is at 4%. The estimated balance is at 220. So he may let us take over it. Sounds like he would. Okay, that's why I wanted to build rapport and stuff like that. So when I call, he remembers me. When I pitch, when I make the offer, a terms offer, he is more likely to accept. The estimated loan balance. Okay, so I'll make the notes now. There was no really big details to write down on my sheet of paper, so it was just pretty much a friendly conversation at the bar, you know, type of stuff, where like some bar talk or whatnot. So let me make the notes here. So again, I used my feature on my computer talk to text to do this, so I'm going to do that now. I spoke with Noel, very nice guy. He was very upfront, telling me that he has an IRS lien, and then quickly diverted into telling me he doesn't want the IRS coming after him with the 87,000 new IRS agents. And then that turned into a political conversation, which in turn, I try to just keep it at the military side, which because of my background, I am able to keep it there rather than take a political stance, which I don't like doing, period. Which is very true. I mean, I hear political things all the time with sellers on the phone. And in the past, I was a lot more political when I was younger. But then the more I did real estate and talked on the phone, the more I realized that it's a huge waste of time to talk about politics. Talking politics is a big time waster, but sometimes you can't avoid it and just keep it to where you don't disagree and they feel like you agree with them, whether it's on the left or the right. I find ways to agree with both because they both respect the military. And so when I bring up the military, it's neutral ground, neutral ground. So I'm pretty much treating it that way because the purpose of my call is to buy their house, not to state my political affiliations, which I don't even like talking to anybody about that. I don't even talk to my family about that. I used to, which was a big mistake, but not anymore. I haven't done that in close to like 6 years or something. So it's pretty much a habit that I broke. So anyway, I just say that, just maybe that will help you handle that. And again, the purpose of these calls is to see kind of like get some tips, or get insight into how the things that you might be discussing during these phone calls, and how you might, in your own style, handle topics like that. Okay, so that was my own style. Hopefully my style helps you. So let me go back to the notes here. He did mention that he's been working on the house and told me about things that he has been doing around the house and making it nice, getting it ready to sell, however, he's not ready yet. He will take care of his issues first. So I told him that I would keep in touch with him, but definitely interested in selling. Okay. So I will, so I am clicking off now the task that I had created for myself. And now I am just going to move it into one of our sequences here. His name is Noel. And I'm gonna do 6-month nurture here. I have to create it here, 6-month nurture. I'll have to create that sequence, but I'm just creating the pipeline. And then I'm gonna do 2 to persistent, 2 to 10 days, persistent. Okay. And then with that, I'm gonna put it before the 6-month nurturing campaign. And I will put him in a 6-month nurture here. Okay. So that I know now, I look at the 6-month nurture, I know that those are slow, they're not high priority, but they're still in our systems, etc. So, okay, let's go to the next one here. David, I haven't spoken to him, but interesting. Okay. Megan. Let me see Megan here. Okay, let me, again, so everything is finalized. So look, we get, whether we get a good solid lead or not, we move on to the next call, always. We're not going to the bar. We're not going to the beach to celebrate. If we get a good one, we're not going anywhere. We have a commitment to do this day in and day out so that we can get a ton of leads. That is the secret to getting a bunch of contracts out and getting a bunch of contracts accepted. So now we're going to the next one here. So I'm going to try to see if we can do this faster now that we've explained a ton of stuff here. Hopefully it helps you out. Okay. So just making sure that the recording is still good. Okay, so, oh, there's a new house, I think. Okay, so that's on Zillow. Go to realtor.com and let's see what we get here. And I'm going to paste it also quick on Privy. I got to move fast through these leads. I've got a ton of them and I need to just, like bust them out like fast. So let's see. And you recall when I got on the phone with him, I'm like, hey, Noel, how you doing? How you doing this morning? How's your morning going? A lot of people, they're like, I need a script because when somebody picks up the phone, they typically, if you're not experienced in the phones, like people hang up on you a lot. Once you've done this a few times, you kind of get a sense, like you click, like you hear how people pick up the phone and you just kind of tailor your response, So he was like, hello, like friendly. And I'm like, hey, how you doing, Noel? How's your morning going? I think that's what I said. He's like, oh, doing great. And how's it going? What's going on? I think that's what he said. What's going on? I'm like, well, I'm just calling you back about the property. I got him hooked right away. So anyway, I'm using my phone as a mirror. Actually, got something in my eye. Okay, range here is 531 to 636. That's $100,000 range in on Privy here. So I'm going to put it down here. Then I'm going to realtor.com and that one is 483. 483. I'm going to put that down here. Okay, 483, and then I'm going to Zillow now to get the bulk of the information. So it says the status is it's sold, and it sold in 2020. Zestimate on here, it doesn't have a, excuse me, it doesn't have a rental amount here, which I don't like not having that here. That rental amount is missing, but the estimate is 560. So now I've got to go to Rentometer to get that rental amount. Okay, so let me see here. Let's see if I can get that rental amount here and see where we are. Average, so it's a 3, 2.5. So we're gonna do this 3, 1.5 or more. So now analyze. The average is 2,900 and the median is 2,900. So that's great. That's great. So 2,907 Rentometer. I think it is great. Let me verify this. Yeah, because the estimated refi is 24. So we are off to a good start here. Rentometer. Okay. So now great. We got our figures now. Let me see if there's, no, it's, I saw construction being done. So they were building it at the time when that picture was taken. So let's see the notes here. Repairs needed, no updates. I believe that. The property is in good condition. I believe that. Overall condition, the property is currently occupied by the owner. No repairs needed. Okay. How soon do they want to sell? ASAP? But why? Why ASAP? If they get the right price, she will be moving into a cheaper and more affordable house herself. So Megan, best day and time to call between 10 and 11, which that's the time now. They want to sell for the right price. Okay. No real pain from what I can see here. So I'm going to go ahead and just call her. Seems like if I call 916, if I call rather than just texting, let's see, I'm trying this new strategy, see if this works. 93, okay. Megan. Minimum shall take 600,000.
Hi, you reached Megan. Leave a message. Thanks. At the tone, please record your message.
Okay. So minimum she'll take is 600,000, but it's a new house. It's not bad. It's estimate. We can come in at below this estimate and see what she says. Okay. Tried. So we'll try back later. Okay. All right. So we got David. Today, we got Megan just called. Let's see, David and Deborah here. Tried calling, no answer, but I already got my figures here. This is a call we tried making a couple days ago. Yeah, a few days ago. So I'm gonna try her now, or try them. Let's see. It's a rental property and rented and owned for 10 years. Property's in good condition. They updated the property when they bought it, so it's not in good condition, or it is not recently updated. Not in a rush, but depends on the offer. So anything is for sale for a good price type thing. I don't like that. They want the best offer anytime. Okay, let's see what we can do here. They're not in a rush. They're not like needing to sell it. That's what we want, is somebody needing to sell, but we call every lead. You never know. Okay, so it's 786 5. Okay, the range here is, let's see, $432. 551 is this estimate. No, 451.
Hello. We're not available now.
Hmm.
Please leave your name and phone number at the beep. We will return your call.
Okay, so no answer again. We'll try later. No answer again. Try later. Okay, that's the job. That is the job. I'm excited. I'm excited. We're doing real estate and you're doing it with me. Let's get your first cash flowing property. Let's get your first rental. This is how we find our first rental. Let's go ahead and keep it going. Keep it going. High energy. Let's go. Okay, this is a brand new one. Okay, so let's go right here. We copy the address, and again, let's go into our tools here. Let's see, we're going to paste this on realtor.com. We're going to paste it on Zillow. Your ability to find, it's like Warren Buffett says, he looks at numbers all the time. He's looking for a discrepancy, a number somebody's not seeing. So that's kind of like what we're doing here. We're looking at the numbers, we're looking at the data, and then figuring out if somebody's not seeing something here that we see that they may not see, that we can maximize. Okay, so all right, let me see here. Okay, realtor.com has it at 423. 423. So I'm gonna go back over here and Realtor has it at 423. Then Privy has it at, oh, nice house. That's nice. 501 to 600, and the confidence is 5. Okay. Confidence is 5. So we know we can sell it for that range. That's the point, the Privy. And then now we're going to Zillow. And Zillow tells us it's an off-market property. This estimate is $499. That's good because they're looking at them. See, this is the numbers. Look at this. So it's $4.99. Let me copy and paste this and go back to my CRM now. So check it out. So there is, check it out. We got Realtor.com has it at 423, which that's probably the most accurate in this scenario. But then we know from Privy that we can sell it for more, 501 to 600. Then Zillow has it for $4.99. So it's below what we know we can sell it for, which is 501 to 600. And our confidence is 5. We can probably do a good deal here. So if we get it for 423, that's a really good deal, which is what Realtor.com has it for. So that would be like a wholesale deal below 423. So the estimated rent is $2,500 and the estimated refi payment is $2,953. Not good. That's terrible. It wouldn't cash flow with those numbers. So this would not be a rental property. It would just be a wholesale deal. But again, we have to verify all the data. So we make the call and we figure out what we have here. Okay, let's look at the notes here. Overall condition of the property, he just repainted the inside and put the new carpet. Just happened last month. It has hardwood floors, 1,800 square feet, I think. He can sell the property by the end of this year or maybe by January. However, he can sell it sooner. It depends. We have to figure out what all that means. He is also doing buy and sell to get a profit. Then he will be investing in something else. But he mentioned that he might be moving to Vegas. Minimum he will take is 500, but negotiable. Okay, we have to bring down 100K. Let's see. Call back tomorrow at noon. Okay. He has 300 equity on the property. Okay, good. He had it as a rental, but moved back into it because he has been doing all the renovation. He can't stay there very long. Okay. Nice, nice. I would say nice. Let's give him a call. What's his name? Omer. Not Homer, but Omer. Okay, so 307. Okay. There we go. Calling. Pick up the phone. I got some money for you.
Please leave your message for 91630708841.
Nothing. Okay. Okay. That's. Oh, I'm getting a call back. 41. Let's see. Is that him? Yep, that's him. Hello?
Yeah, who's calling?
Oh, yeah. Is this Omer?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Hey, Omer, this is Ben. How you doing?
Man, who are you calling from, Ben?
Not a company or anything like that. Not trying to sell you anything. So you had just spoken to Alex about your property on Tice Creek Way.
I spoke to who?
Alex. This is
No.
let me see, about last week, about 8 days ago. You probably don't remember. It probably was like a passing conversation. You were saying that if you were to sell it, you'd want around 500K, and
Okay.
you possibly will move to Vegas, I think is what the note says, and you have about 300,000 in equity in the house that I'm thinking that you're trying to pull it out. So just if this is not a good time, no problem. I can call you back another time. But just wanted, I looked at some of the figures here and wanted to see if you still wanted to move forward and try to sell it.
No, so tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, about myself, I mean, well, that's a big story. I'm not a big company. I am not calling people around, lowballing them on offers. I'm not doing that. I have a military background. I was in the Navy. And what we do is, after having gotten out of the Navy, and seeing friends coming back into reassimilating society and whatnot, I discovered that the military offers some programs for people that can't do that, PTSD or whatever, on their own. And so what I've been doing is I work with the VA, the Veteran Affairs Administration, to put people into homes while they go through rehab. And so the VA is the one that pays the rent. And so that's pretty much what I do. It's pretty much what I do. And I don't really try to become like a huge millionaire or whatever, doing real estate, because I because of my background, I have a different why, if you want to call it that, for my real estate journey. Because I went through that myself. I had PTSD. I came back. It was tough. And I know what it's like. So money is like secondary to me. That's the primary purpose of what I do. So that's my story.
Okay. How do you connect with the person that you just mentioned, Alex? I mean,
yeah, when?
The other lady. Yeah.
Yeah, September 2nd.
I know. How did you connect? What's your relationship with her?
Oh, she works for me, my assistant.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
what does she do? Okay. Just explain to me your whole process, what you're trying to do. What are you trying to do?
Trying to see if we can potentially buy it from you, and see if it's going to be a good candidate for as a rental home. So I know you mentioned that you were renting it out at some point, and you moved back in it to fix it, to try to possibly sell it. So that's fine. I mean, one of the questions that I was going to ask you that I had written down is how it was as a rental for you. Like, was it a headache, or was it a good rental for you? So that was one of the things.
It was a headache.
Oh, is the neighborhood not good?
No, it's my relatives. It was a headache.
Oh, yeah, relatives. I'm telling you, like, they take advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me the process real briefly.
Mm-hmm.
How this process works, Alex, with you and your company.
Yeah. So pretty much, we're not gonna lowball you. I will try to do the 300,000 equity. Pretty much, that's like my goal for you. If I want to get you as close to that 300K as possible. And what I do is I have to pretty much underwrite the deal. And I have to look at, like your mortgage. I have to look at, possible rents. I have to look at, possible mortgage payments, that type of thing, taxes, insurance, etc. And I just have to run all those numbers. And then, I have already financing in place that I'm qualified for to buy it. So I submit those numbers to the financing side of things, and then they tell me if the financing is going to be available or not, and then pretty much I'll call you back and let you know that it went through and that we can do, you know, what we agreed that we would do. The one thing I do want to mention is if we say, okay, my goal is for you to walk away with 300,000, that is net to you, like net. I'm not going to say, well, 300,000 minus you have to pay, you know, closing costs, minus you have to pay the attorney's costs, minus you have to pay the real estate costs and the taxes and this and that. No, if I say to you, I think I can get you the 300K in equity, that's literally what you put in your pocket. So I don't like to play games with people, and I don't like, you know, to build people's hopes up and then, you know, come back and say, hey, the most equity I can give you here is 50K. I'll never do that. I will tell you that up front. And I've already done some research, and I think that is a very, very realistic goal, the 300K in equity in your pocket. So if you like that, or you're interested in me pursuing this further, yeah, give it some thought. I'm not asking you to make a decision right now, but give it some thought, you know, and then if you think that that is something that you want me to pursue, let me know.
So do you ever have office here local in Sacramento?
Well, I don't have an office. No, but we, you know, we are local. We're not like I know that you're like the second person that's asked me that, and I'm curious. There's a lot of people that that call, I guess, from out of state or something.
Yes, they do.
Ah, gotcha. No,
They sure do.
no, I know that real estate is like something that everybody is dabbling into. I've been doing it since 1998. And so I've seen, you know, the ups and downs and stuff in the market. No, so, but I've been doing it for a long time. So I don't really keep up with like what people are doing out there, but I hear that like at least, you know, once a week or something, that there's a ton of people out there calling, and they're from like New York and all this type of stuff. You know, so no, that's not us. That's not me.
Let's do this. Let's try to meet. You have paperwork I can review, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's try to meet next weekend. Let's try to do that.
Okay, at the house?
Well, see, I want to come to you.
Okay.
I want to come to you.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me no problem. Let me see. Would a Starbucks, would that be okay? Can we meet at a Starbucks or something like that? Because I, to be honest with you, I work out of my house.
Okay.
So
Okay.
can we meet at a Starbucks or a Panera or something to that effect? I mean, ideally, like what I like to do is just kind of, we don't have to meet at the house, but I'm going to be, if you want to move forward, I'm going to be driving by, you know, so is there any harm in like just getting out of the car and, you know, just kind of shaking your hand and just kind of taking a look? I don't have to go into the house. I can just take a look from the outside, shake your hand. You can see that, you know, we are the real deal, that type of thing. If, you know, I don't see any harm in that, but if you do, we don't have to do that. Just kind of think about it. You just let me know. Because that's pretty much what I like doing things face to face with people, just so that, you know, any thought of shadiness or whatever, you know, can be like dissipated, so to speak.
Okay. Let's try to plan something for next week.
Okay.
And I'll let you know. See, I have lawyers too, and I definitely want to review the paperwork and make sure that it's on the up and up and it's legit. And just to be clear, you know, I said this to the last person who called me. See, I'm a detective. So. Oh,
gotcha. That's awesome.
I never heard from that person again when I said that.
No. Go for it. Go for it. Like I said, look, you're a detective. That's your background. My background is military. you know, in the military, as you know, you have probably worked on some cases where military people were being investigated. And as you know, being in the military, you develop some habits to have good moral character and just to be honest, because when you're not honest, you can get into a lot of trouble in the military. And so I developed those habits. And in real estate, things in real estate, you have to be open because everything is public record. Everything is verifiable. So I've chosen careers like military and now real estate. So those two careers I've chosen where you have to be open and you have to be honest and you can't be lying because if you do, you can get caught very fast. And I wouldn't be doing this since 1998 on a lie because I would have gotten caught long ago. And you think about it, that's like over 24 years. So, you know, so no, I get it. So dig in, you know, do your due diligence by all means. Do you do real estate also? Or
No, this is what I do know. I have multiple connections that are real estate agents. I mean, they're very, very wealthy, right here local.
Okay.
And I have my financial services license as well. I understand paperwork. And so these are the people that I want to interact with once I meet with you.
Okay. Sure.
So I can verify who you are. I can all of that. That's not a problem. That is not an issue. So again, let's try to make this doable for both of us. Probably next week we can meet.
No problem. Okay. You got it. And hey, I want to thank you for taking my call or returning my call and giving me some time and just kind of working through understanding one another. So thank you for that. And yeah, I'll be in touch. Is it okay to text you? Would that be okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
No problem.
Yeah.
So let me do this also. I'm going to text you my email address, which you know, includes it. It's a domain name, so it's one of those personalized email addresses. So you can go through the website, etc. So I'm going to text you that, and then start doing your detective work. If you like what you see, then what I'm going to do is I will text you sometime next week, and then you can tell me, hey, I did some digging on you guys, and I don't feel comfortable. So let's scratch it, and that's okay too. But you can also tell me, hey, I did my due diligence and let's move forward. So the ball is in your court.
All right, man.
Thank you, Omer. I appreciate your time.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye now. Which is absolutely true. You do have to be honest in this business. If you are not honest, you're not going to last very long because you know, a lot of times when people get into real estate, they try the wholesaling route, and somehow I read something on Facebook when somebody says, hey, they're asking me for a proof of funds, and somebody recommended, like, where do I get one, right? They were asking, and somebody was recommending, oh, just make one up on Photoshop or on a PDF or something. Really? What if you get caught? It has a ring of like perjury. No, I'm not this, you know, my kids are more important than me making a deal. And there's plenty of deals out there. Why falsify any information? No, sir, no, ma'am. I won't do that. Spoke with Omer, very standoffish type of guy. And he is a private detective. Period. He wants to meet and is adamant about that. Kamat does not want to meet at a Starbucks or anything like that. Kamat does not want to meet at the house. So we just agreed that we would meet and determine the place later on. Period. He does want to sell the house. But he does sound like he's going to be a royal pain because he's going to scrutinize every document. But let's see what happens. Period. New paragraph. When I mean scrutinize, is he's going to give it to his lawyers and his real estate agents and everything else, and they're going to want the paperwork to favor him and put us at a disadvantage. That is the problem with dealing. That is the problem with dealing with people who scrutinize every syllable in a contract, period. Very low priority, but follow up. There's much better deals out there. You know, and I will say this too. Something insignificant that somebody doesn't like could show up in this deal. And then all of a sudden we have problems. He sounds too sue happy. And I don't feel comfortable with that. So you just move him into a different area here. Omer. Where's my appointment area here? Somebody. Appointment set. Appointment. Okay. Okay. Very cool. Okay. All right. So that is a possible lead. I don't know if I want to pursue it, like I said, simply because I don't want to deal with people that sound like they're so happy. But at any rate, that is the calls for today. We're going to keep doing this, you guys. Every day, I'm committed to you guys getting your first rental property, your first deal. It could be, look, the future of the channel is I want you to get your first deal. That could be your rental property, first rental property, your first wholesale deal, your first tax deed or tax lien, your first commercial deal, your first land deal. I'm committed to helping you, and we're going to be calling those lists and talking through these conversations with the sellers. So you're gonna get that value, but we're not gonna sit back and with a whiteboard and all this type of stuff and do all of that simply because I want you to see it in action. We need to see things in action. And like I've always said, there's so many good coaches out there. I mean, I can suggest a few, but I'm sure you follow them on YouTube. And you know, they teach stuff, but so this channel, I want it to be more like a practical channel, like you're seeing the calls, you're seeing how things are happening. And because you can see things in action, you know, theory versus action. So you can continue to follow the channels that you follow, and where they break down the theory and stuff like that, and come to this channel to see the application of it. Like buying deals subject to, or in creative financing. I love that. So you're going to see a lot of that in this channel. But you will also see wholesale deals and commercial deals and different land deals, etc. So stay tuned for that. Turn on the notification bell, subscribe to see that content in the future. But in the meantime, we're going to continue to focus for the next few weeks, every day of every week, calling sellers to find your first rental property. Okay. If you like the video, like it, subscribe. I'm going to come back later, I think. Later today. Today is Saturday. It's the weekend. And we're going to keep doing this because we like it. All right. Have a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye now.